So what's going on, everybody? JA News, salute to you for tuning in. So it's the Monday show. We're about to head into the week the right way, catching up on all the latest updates here from the sneaker world. So for today's show, we got a first look at the Jordan 5 Tokyo, the big bombshell leak which hit sneakers over the weekend. Coming up tomorrow, we got Nike dropping the new SB P-Rod 1, a release which may catch many people off guard due to its limited availability. And then of course the big highlight of the week, we got the Jordan 4 white cement returning. So guys, if you enjoy these updates, make sure you smash the like button down below. As I mentioned yesterday, we're trying to defeat the YouTube algorithm, which has been limiting my reach, only showing my videos to normally of like a quarter of the audience that we're used to. And it's kind of due to the fact that I had to take some time off of being sick. So we're trying to get back into the algorithm, and the way you guys can help is 1, make sure you subscribe to the channel. 2, turn on all of your post notifications. That way you don't miss any updates. And as always, make sure you smash the like button down below. So we're not gonna waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into these Jordan 4 white cements, the big release of the week, dropping coming up here this Saturday. Now, when it comes to this sneaker, you already know, arguably one of the greatest Jordans of all time, which originally dropped back in '89. We first saw the first retro drop in '99. This is a release which Jordan brand kind of periodically releases every few years or so. And according to the early word, apparently this is the best version that we've possibly seen of this Jordan brand classic release till this date. Now, of course, all week, or matter of fact, I should say all month, people have been hyping up this release. This is one that a lot of people are looking to touch now. The great thing is the early word on this sneaker is apparently the biggest Jordan release of the entire year so far, which as far as those stock numbers goes and everything like that, we can't really trust them to an exact point. But if many insiders are claiming this is the biggest release, I would imagine that there's got to be some type of truth behind that release. Now, as far as sneaker resellers who like to scalp and hoard up all of these pairs, you already know they're sweating right now. They're panicking because just a few weeks ago, they were trying to get these joints off for like 400 plus. Of course, we did see Nike. Here's a little early exclusive access drop, which then the resale prices continued to dip. And now we're just about a week out from the official release date, and prices are looking nice, you know, a little bit under 300 bucks right now. So my guess is we could possibly see those prices decrease even more. So we mentioned one of the biggest releases of the year. I feel like this drop could kind of go one of two ways. You know, it could be something like, let's say those black metallic 5s was dropped earlier this year, you know, a sneaker which kind of caught many people off guard. Resale prices have continued to skyrocket. Or it could possibly go, say something like maybe the black cement 3s, which we saw drop towards the end of last year, or maybe something like them reimagined Bread 4s, which we saw drop earlier last year as well. So I'm thinking that due to the fact that this is like one of the biggest releases of the year, and we've noticed with Nike, rather than allocating majority of their stock to just the sneakers app, it seems like they're kind of spreading the wealth around to all of their retail partners. So if you're looking to secure a pair of these for retail, your best bet is probably to secure a pair of these in your local area. Or you can go ahead and enter the sneakers raffle, of course, which is going to be coming up this weekend. But then, of course, you always want to do what people say, like put in that footwork. So that will refer to entering raffles or checking out your local spots. You can enter the raffle via JD Sports, which I guess they're going to be doing exclusive access coming up tomorrow. Of course, you got DSG, which they got their big raffle available right now via the app. And then, of course, you got Hibbert, which I always like to call them Hibberts, which they got a raffle on their app as well. So those are the major retailers which are going to be carrying this release. My guess would be with a sneaker like this, you know, just due to the fact that there's just so many pairs, you know, the demand is high and everything like that, but just I feel like with the rumors that this is the biggest release of the year, I think resellers are panicking right now. They're trying to get these joints off, you know, the little small profit margins that they can drop ahead of the big release date coming up on Saturday. And although I know a lot of people are looking to get these right here, I'm just hoping that if we miss out on being able to grab these for retail, resale prices shouldn't be that high. So let me know what y'all think about these sneakers right here. Let me know what y'all resale predictions are. You know, we really don't care too much about resale over here like that, but as far as people that miss out on this, you already know, unfortunately, we'll have to hit the secondary market. So drop your resale predictions. Do you feel like this sneaker could go something like the black metallic 5s, difficult to cop resale prices continue to skyrocket, or do you feel like the stock will be just so plentiful? And even regarding this sneaker's grail status, it could end up something like, let's say, the Black Cement 3s, a shoe which doesn't have too much resale value, one that Nike kind of brought back a few different times and are just easily accessible. Let me know what y'all think down below. So we're gonna jump into today's fit of the day, which, by the way, if anybody watching ever wants to be featured in my favorite segment, all you simply gotta do is just tag me on social media, whether it's over on X or Twitter or over on the gram. So stepping up to the plate today, here we got Monster.248 out here rocking the Supreme football jersey. But why my man's out here mean mugging, looking like he's sad his coach just told him he was too short to ever go pro or something like that. So he's repping Tampa, Florida on feet. He's got the Jordan 6 Carmine, a classic OG. At least when I was coming up, this sneaker right here was probably regarded as, like, say, one of the best Jordan 6s. You could put these, you know, right under either infrared pairs. I guess this sneaker gets a lot of respect due to its OG status, but if I'm not mistaken, the last time we saw these joints re-release a few years back, this was a shoe which it seems like didn't have too much demand, but I would say here, years later in 2025, these classics have definitely aged like fine wine. So as far as this fit, I like the way bruh put things together, keeping it simple, looking like he's not trying too hard. So definitely a good fit. You guys know what to do. Jump in the comments, leave your feedback, and most importantly, give our guy a rating 0 out of 10. So let's go ahead and keep things moving. We got a first look at the Jordan 5 Tokyo 23. This is the big bombshell leak, which we saw hit the sneaker community over the weekend. Now with this sneaker, it gets its kind of holy grail status due to its limited availability. This shoe originally dropped back in 2011, celebrating the Jordan Tokyo 23 opening in Shibuya. So with this one right here, as you can imagine, due to its limited availability and the significance, the importance behind the release, definitely you know, gained that grail status throughout the years, bringing in sneaker resale prices of like crazy numbers over on the secondary market. So for me, you know, put all of the hype, the history and everything to the side, while I feel like this is a nice clean looking yellow suede pair of Jordan 5s, for me, it's not a grail. I just don't have that personal connection to it. But being as that these are releasing, I'm now thinking I could definitely get a lot of fits off in these. And I do actually like the suede finish, you know, accented by the little gray hits and everything. So I think these are definitely nice, but due to all the hoops and hurdles that we'll probably have to jump through to get a sneaker like this, with Nike bringing these out the vault, for me, they're not like a must cop. But if this is the shoe which I feel like isn't too difficult to grab, you know, I'll definitely try to get my hands on them. According to Z Sneakerheads, who broke the big leak, they're saying apparently we're supposed to be getting 2 special versions of these. So one, you got the Jumpman version, which I see right here in this clip, and then apparently there's supposed to be a pair with the Nike Air on the back floating around, something like that. So with that being said, maybe one pair will be a little easier to grab, and if that's the case, you guys already know that's the one I'm looking to secure. So let me know what y'all think about these sneakers right here. And when referring to the Jordan 5 Tokyo 23, is this a sneaker that's a grail for you, or just a sneaker which you appreciate? Or do y'all feel like them joints ain't really hitting like that and you could care less about the history and everything like that? So coming up tomorrow, we got Nike hitting us with the SB P-Rod 1 Retro. This is going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary from when this sneaker originally released all the way back in 2005. So I believe this is the first time we're seeing this white and black color releasing. Now for SB or skating fans who are looking to get their hands on this pair, do not let this one catch you off guard, because as far as tomorrow's Sneakers app drop, this one is going to be very limited. Apparently we have just less than 5,000 pairs which are hitting the app. So for the hype beast, man, y'all need to stay away from this one. This is for the real skaters. And as far as P-Rod, his status with Nike SB, I believe he's one of the first premier skaters that was on the roster, one that, you know, helped propel Nike SB to the status where it's at till this day. So shout out to Paul Rodriguez, skating legend. And as far as this drop right here, being as it is so limited and everything like that, I would say this would be a great contender for Nike to do maybe like a sneakers link or something like that, how we saw the SB4s drop. So maybe just for possible, you know, you never know what could happen, but I would say check his stories coming up tomorrow ahead of this release. I think that would be a really cool way to release these, but that's just me throwing out my opinion and all that stuff. So can't forget also today we saw Lil Yachty drop the new Concrete Boy Air Force 1 Is Us. Now when it comes to this sneaker right here, I kind of got a hot take. You know, with this one, I think it does give a lot of people that kind of like nostalgic feeling of those early 2000s Air Force Ones or Bapesters, you know, the ones with the patent leather, the bright, beautiful colors. I think, you know, the Caribbean themes with the yellow, green is very attractive. Or you could even say Brazil theme with the yellow and green going on. So I feel like it's a perfect mashup of a sneaker. I've touched on these, you know, a few times. He's also going to be dropping a clothing collection on side of this and everything, which I feel like the clothes are nice. I like the proportions. The jean shorts go crazy. The belt, bandanas, all nice touches. You know, I like the clothes, but I just really can't ever see myself buying, say, like sneaker merch or like a clothing collection to go alongside sneakers. I just can't do it, y'all. Just unfortunately not for me. But when it comes to this sneaker, I'm definitely looking to get my hands on these. And as I mentioned, I kind of have a little bit of a hot take, but call me crazy, but I actually would rather grab these over, say, like the Jordan 4 white cements. That's a sneaker I've had in the past, and I've never had anything like this. Plus, summer's right around the corner. These are gonna just go crazy with just a pair of shorts, you know, jeans, khakis, however you want to pull it off, camo. These are just definitely a vibe, and I'm rocking with them heavy. Plus, Yachty, I feel like he's a great tastemaker. While that first Air Force One didn't get too much love, it seems like this one has kind of got a whole different narrative attached to it. It seems like this is one that people are definitely rocking with. And when it comes to Lil Yachty, I just want to throw this out there, but I would like to see him, you know, take his talents from not only just putting out remixes of Air Force Ones, but I would like to see Yachty drop a Jordan. And I kind of put a little thought into it. I would like to see him use a lesser underutilized Jordan retro model, so say like a Yachty 6, even a Yachty 7. And the reason I say 7 is because they're known for like those crazy 90s vibes, those 90s colors, which I feel like Yachty definitely falls in line with that vision. So I could see Yachty, you know, taking this crazy color palette and slapping it on a Jordan 7. But the one that I feel like would probably make the most sense, I mean, I could even see a Yachty 10. But the one to me that would probably make the most sense would be a Yachty 8, just due to the fact that, again, the Jordan 8 came out at a time where Nike was, you know, giving us those crazy 90s colors. I mean, just think of the aquas, right? So can y'all imagine Yachty taking a crazy, bright, funky color scheme and just throwing it on a pair of Jordan 8s? I just feel like them joints would go crazy. But then again, I'm just throwing out some ideas and everything like that. So love to know y'all feedback. And then guys, before we bounce, I did want to recap the release that we saw over the weekend, where we saw the Mellow 12s release. This was one that I was kind of puzzled at the fact that Jordan Brand was bringing these back, but I guess nothing is really safe from the vault. So as far as this one, it seems like caught many people off guard due to the fact that this was just an easy release, widely accessible everywhere, as some people like to refer to as like bricks, I guess you could say. But let's just say they were sitting. Now, with this release, I think this is a sneaker which wasn't like a must cop for everybody, but more so a shoe that they would grab, maybe say later down the line, you know, if they were to go on sale, or if you could grab these for under retail. So with that being said, great sneaker. I think this is one that maybe people later on this year will probably double back on. But I think what really stole the show would be these Soul 2.0s, the return or the remake of a classic limited drop. You guys already know the history. It's been talked about so many times. But due to the fact that Nike shock dropped these via the sneakers app, I think, you know, people were caught up in the excitement. But let's not get mistaken. Like, these are a cool shoe. Joints look fire, and one of the better Jordan 3s that we got dropping this year. So I think these kind of stole the show, took a little thunder from those Mellow 12s, but great releases, man. So just curious to know, did you guys pick up anything this weekend? Did you snag the Mellow 12s? Are you maybe holding out for them joints to possibly go on sale or something like that? Or did you have any success on the shock drop for them Soul 2.0? So that's all I got for you guys here on this wonderful Monday. If you enjoyed the news update, make sure you guys smash the like button. Again, guys, we're trying to beat the algorithm, so I need everybody's support. If you haven't done so yet and you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and then turn on your post notifications. That way you don't miss any updates. So I appreciate y'all. JA News, I'll be back tomorrow for the latest updates. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out, y'all. Love.